Here's how to play one of my favourite Aerosmith songs, Sweet Emotion. I believe it was one of their first hits as well. Let me know your rock guitar or Aerosmith song requests and I'll try and get some tutorials done for you. Let me know in the comments or any other lessons that you guys want. Give this video a like if you dig it and then I know that you want more of this kind of thing. But we have 3 main riffs in this song and then the final one, the 4th one, is basically the same as the first one. The first riff is played exclusively on the bass, but it's so cool I did want to cover it. So this is the first riff. So we have a couple of things happening. We have the open A string ringing out most of the time. This is string 5. And then we have 5 to 7, which would take us to the octave of that A note, the 7th fret on string 4. And we've got a little hammer-on happening there, though I'll cover the strumming more in a second. Let's just cover the bare bones. Open string 5. And then string 5 with the first finger at 5th fret to the open, 4th fret to the open. Now there's a real groove happening which is driven by the right hand here, and you want to be somewhat comfortable with alternate picking. If you're not comfortable with alternate picking, check out this lesson here where I talk you through the perfect exercise to be able to get used to playing this kind of riff. But what's happening in this song is we're trying to keep this motion with the right hand of 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, but just over string 4 and 5. And then we're not always strumming every one of those, though we are at the end. That's what's happening at the end. That's just happening on string 4. But to the start, even though we're doing just some down strums, we keep hitting the downs and ups as well. You see that happening, and knowing that's happening is half the battle here, okay? The first ones are all on downs, so no problem here, hopefully. Those first 3. Now to my ear as well, when we're hitting string 4, we're going to keep hitting string 5 as well. Together. And then a little hammer on. And then we've got a couple of ups. Down, up, up. And then we're on the downs and ups alternately. So we won't dwell on that too much longer because it is the bass riff, but if that felt very unnatural for you and you couldn't get a handle on quite what was happening, that alternate picking wants drilling with an exercise, and that exercise is the one that I linked to earlier. Let's look at the next riff, which is played when the verse kicks in with the guitars. This is the first time the guitar's really heard in the song. This is an absolute classic rock staple. If you haven't got these kind of techniques down, this is the perfect song to have a go at it. And there's a couple of things that I want to make sure you're doing. I want you playing the D chord just with your first and third finger, and we're not playing string 3. So when I say D, we ain't playing string 1. And we can mute that with the third finger, with the underside of the third finger to take it out. Or just strum string 4, 3, and 2. Just the power chord D, a D5. and then to the A power chord with a flat first finger. This technique is crucial. So we go D, A, but it's the power chord versions of those known as D5 and A5. A again. So that's 3 strums. D, A, A. And then after that, it's all single notes. That one more time. Open, 3, open, 3, open. Now, often when we are playing the single A, we can have a hint of the power chord ringing out, but you really want to focus on the single notes first of all. So just with the hint of the power chord, that would sound more like this. And to get the speed up, we can play this bit with a flick off, and even play this 3rd fret on the string 6 with a hammer on, but there's really no need. But the flick off on the middle finger as soon as we hit it, that flick off there really makes a difference to be able to get the speed up. And the more you're used to these sort of classic rock riffs, we've got a lot of AC/DC coming up at the moment. That middle finger is getting used in this way very, very often, very typically. One last time. Then we have this slightly heavier riff, which there's a couple of ways to play it, but I'd really recommend going for this way first of all. We can use different fingers, so we could use the 3rd finger or the little finger here, depends how you prefer it. With either finger, it's the 5th fret and the 3rd fret on string 5 and then on string 6. That first one is picked and then we flick off again. Okay, so pick, flick off to the 1st finger, and the 1st finger's got to be already down. That's the crucial thing about flick offs. Pick, 1st finger already down, flick off to it, to string 6, and then open, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5. Again, to help with the speed, I would do a flick off here and here as well. And then it's 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5. But the technique that you need is the flick off here, and we've got really look at how my fingers are, pretty much a finger a fret, and that's where the finger exercises that I have lined up for any kind of stretching. Search YouTube and guitar finger exercises. And if you keep that 1st finger there, we can flick off to the open string without string 5 ringing out. Or you could do it with the little finger if you prefer. The final riff is right at the end of the song, and it's basically the bass riff that we did before, but played on the string 5 and string 6. So move everything physically higher a string. We can double this up, this octave, with the power chord. One tip that I'll give you to be able to get this kind of speed and smoothness to it is really hold back with the right hand, really what I call feather picking, so really lightly. Don't dig in with the pick and try and get this kind of sound. The only time we really dig in with the pick is with that riff. With this one, I'm strumming, but just over these, thicker 3 strings. And that should really help you out. If there's anything that you really struggle with in this song, there's 2 places that I would send you. 1, finger exercises that are here on YouTube, Andy Guitar, technical exercises, anything like that, finger stretching, all of that kind of thing is good if you're struggling with the stretch in your hand. If the whole kind of electric guitar techniques that we cover in this video are just still a little bit alien to you and you're not used to playing this sort of rock style but you want to, my electric guitar starter course is where I would send to you next after this video as a little bit of prep for it to be able to really sort of nail this riff and loads of others. So that was my electric guitar starter course. I'll try and leave the links on the screen now. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already.